everybody, and happy Wednesday. Who's playing that flute? Get on that thing. If you're here with me in the Discord, in the Kick, in the YouTube, or in the X chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have Palo Santos, Mike, Randy, Kevin, Shane, Paul, Ripsma, Jay Swiley, TB Ein, The Real Homeboy, Chad, Shane, Elsa, Joe P, Dan Not the Bad, Trade for Pip, Sunrise Driver, Tattooed Grove, 1K a day, Ho Happy Ho, Space Darshan, Frank Lazo, Blameless Ministries. I gotta switch that one. This is too crazy for me. All right, we gotta find a new vibe here. This is out of control. Give me a second here. All right, there we go. Whew. There we go. All right, who do we have in here? We have George Marco, Silent NW, Dead Cam Bounce, you a lot of Washington, Navy Guy, Nathan Nader, Mr. Yips, A. Coughlin, Marco NQ, Travis in the Air, Nathan Nader, Tomoki, P. Filio, Skyry X, Casper, Laz, Mike, Drago, Julius, BP Falcon, Justin Prowse, Bitch, Stoli, M. Moon, Shawnee Boy, Airmark, Ace Trades, It Traded, or I Traded, Casper, Dexter, Florida Tattoo, and QK Sawyer, Fenster, Trade for Ticks, Clown 95, Florida Jag, Vexo, Morale Matters, Skunk, AJ Prowse, Hockey, Shane, Sadek, TWSW, Mike, Karen, Silent NW, Russia Lush, Dude, Rab Cash Jack, good morning. How we doing? What is happening? What is happening? Ocean Grove, Max, Chad, Jay Smitty's neck, good morning. Revenge Buddha, Freddie Rivera, good morning. This morning is Pancake Tuesday on a Wednesday. Oh boy. Gotta watch out for that one. How'd everybody do yesterday? Everybody make some money yesterday? We got wealth charts to trade. We have Take Profit Pro accounts, 5 of them. And we got 3 Funding Ticks 0 accounts. So 2 sets of funded accounts and then 1 set of eval accounts. We got 3 Apex Wealth Charts evals. So that's what we got on the docket to trade here. So wait, this is so weird. The leaderboard on YouTube resets every day. It just seems weird. I don't know why people at YouTube can't figure out how to do streaming right. At least Kick figured it out. Have you considered going back into trading stocks, or do you plan to trade leaps and futures? I mean, if I'm going to trade equities, like actively trading equities, I feel like that would take up a lot of my time, and I just don't have time to do that right now. I'm preoccupied by so many things. There's only so many hours in the day. So if I was going to commit my time to going back and day trading equities, I'd probably have to stop streaming. I could, but then I'd be kind of going backwards in everything that I've been building up here. You know what I mean? Needed 50 to pass the eval, 18 trades later, 800 drawdown, made 51. There you go. This is a new indicator on the chart. This is available on wealth charts. Everybody always asks me on this chart, how'd you draw all these lines? Well, if you have wealth charts with Apex, which by the way, if you use code RIPS, I think might be 90% off. I'm not sure, you're gonna have to check. But if you use wealth charts, you can get this free indicator. Now you go to add indicators and scroll down to Premier. All the way at the bottom there, wealth charts levels. Biggity bangity boom. Comes with your Apex wealth chart subscription, and you get all of the levels here. Hold on one second. I gotta scroll down. There we go. Pre-market high, pre-market mid, previous day open, previous month close, previous 4-hour high close. There you go. You have everything. All the levels that you need. And then you can customize this to show and hide whichever levels you want. Right? You can have alerts. So it alerts you when a level is breached or whatever. I think I have all of them turned on. Nope, I have a couple of these turned off. I want to turn them all on, actually. I was demoing it, so I turned off a couple just to show. I want them all on, though. There we go. Reload this here. There we go. Now I have everything. Everything on my chart. Do I know if it works on NinjaTrader or only TradingView? This is wealth charts. So this is neither of those things. So I have this indicator on TradingView, which is completely different. Wealth charts went ahead and made a custom indicator for us. And there you have it. Kind of excited, first time buying a straight to funded account from Tradeify. Nice. So yeah, I have 3 straight to funded accounts with funding ticks today. Tradeify, I think we had 5 of those in total. We had a good run, but then they got clapped. Probably get some Tradeify accounts going maybe today, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. How'd the slots go yesterday? Dude, we crushed it. I think we are up double our money right now. I don't want to look until later, until we start doing that later. But yeah. Still 80%? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was 80%. Can wealth charts connect to other props? I don't know if the Apex edition can, but you might have to, like maybe the paid one can. But the Apex one is free when you buy an Apex eval. You get the wealth charts Apex edition. You should do a small account challenge to show all the noobs you don't need a large account to make money in trading. I mean, again, I only have so much finite time in the day. If I'm going to trade real money, I'd rather it be money that means something to me. I made 10K yesterday. That's worth my time. I'm not going to like try my hardest to make $200 on a small account. You know what I mean? I started the account with 100K and I scaled that up. All the trades were shown, so I don't know. 100K is probably the smallest I'm willing to go to make it worth my time still. Any news at 8:30? Yes. PPI. It's a big day of news. Huge day of news. You locked at 4K yesterday? Nice. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Did Spaceman BTC get updated with a new name, or should I replace it as the same? I'm not touching mine. I don't want it to be replaced. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to leave mine as is. Right now we are pushing heavily through this daily open here. Going for that magical 23,060 line. Does PPI data impact market moves as compared to other data? It's a very high impact data point. Very high, because the cycle that we're in right now is all about the Fed and the FOMC. The Federal Open Market Committee is what FOMC stands for. So the FOMC is what will dictate the future moves in the market. We're trading forward-looking markets. That's why they're called futures. So we're trying to trade around what we think is going to be happening in the next 3 months or so. When the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee, has been holding rates and holding rates, there's one thing that we're all kind of waiting for that will have a drastic effect on the world's economies, which is them cutting rates. There's a couple things that can do that. Jerome Powell getting out and getting fired and getting replaced can do that, potentially. Also, data can change that. So if there's data that comes out that basically signals to the Federal Open Market Committee that rates should be cut because we've reached the dual mandate, which is what they've been trying to reach for years now, well, then we might get that. So when these data releases come out at the bottom of the hour, they're important because they give the Fed information on whether or not they're going to continue to hold rates where they are or potentially cut rates, which is why these 8:30 releases are so important. So when people ask me the silly question, hey, on PPI, are we going up or down? I don't know. I don't have the data. How could I possibly know that if I don't have the data? Do you understand what I'm saying? Rips, you ready to raw dog this market in the next 15 minutes? Let's go, baby. Yes, absolutely. I am. I'm prepared. We haven't taken any trades on the account that matters, of course. I haven't taken a single trade. Balance of 279 and change, which is great. I do not have the inside scoop, believe it or not. Jay Powell gets replaced, good or bad for the market? Again, it's all dependent who the replacement is and if they're willing to just go crazy. I can't imagine that there's going to be somebody that is the Fed Reserve chair that just goes bonkers and ballistic. I can't imagine that, but hey, I'm always on my toes when we're talking markets, right? I'm always on my toes expecting the unexpected and trying to react to it. That's all we can do as traders. I have loosely based predictions on things, but I try to stay malleable in my thought process when I'm trading, because if you're very rigid, I think that can kind of induce stubbornness within your trading and you'll end up getting completely blasted. Not something you want, especially this early in the morning. Does PPI still make a difference? Yes. Put it this way. The potential, I'm just listening to what the predictions are. The potential of PPI making a move is easily seen through the simplicity of, are brokers restricting the amount of shares or contracts that you can trade? The answer is yes. Then there's your kind of cheat sheet, whether or not these events can move the market significantly. Now, PPI can come out and the market can just say, nothing there, and barely move. But that's okay. That's one of the possibilities. You shouldn't go into PPI thinking like, okay, I'm going to full port all of my evals now because this is going to be a wild move and I hope that I get it right. Maybe that is your MO. I'm not going to stop you, but it is what it is, right? Of course, markets are restricting, just like they did yesterday. It's going to be coming out in 13 minutes, everybody. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. How many funny ticks can you have and which one has the best value? That's a very good question. You can have up to 300K and you can cut it any which way you want. So you could have 6 50K accounts, 3 100K accounts, 1 100K account, and 4 50K accounts. Whichever way you want to do it, you could do it. They're 35% off right now. I don't know how long that sale will last, but I have 3 100K accounts right now. That's what I got. So that's 300K through 3 100Ks. And I know you're with Wealth Charts. Any shot you can get them to add tick charts feel like the only thing missing? I will ask about it. I don't know if that's something that's coming soon or not, but I can ask about that. What's up, Bugaluck? How you doing, buddy? Ribs, if I buy Apex Wealth Charts, can I still trade with Ninja Trader? Nah, I don't think so. No, I don't think you get a Ninja Trader connection at all. No. But the copy trader with Wealth Charts, I think, is the best copy trader if you want to use bracket orders. If you're trying to use bracket orders, I think it's the best possible option out there for copying bracket orders without having to buy anything extra for sure. Rips, what's the new Wealth Charts feature that shows your progress against others? I have not looked into that yet. Using WCs, who would you trade through? Apex. Bracket orders are like having an automatic stop loss or TP that are put in. I don't know if Trade Syncer would allow you to do it. I'm not really sure. Yeah, the problem with like Trade-Evate is you can't copy bracket orders. That's one of the biggest complaints about Trade-Evate is you cannot copy bracket orders. When was the last time you remember having a multi-day week-long losing streak? I mean, it's been a while. If I have back-to-back losing days, I'm probably taking a break. I don't really care if I lose in props, to be honest. Not a big deal. But like losing in the personal, I mean, I don't think since we started this personal, have we had back-to-back losing days? I'm trying to think actually here. We've had losing days for sure. I think the biggest losing day in the personal was like 70K. I'm pretty sure. 70K losing day, but then I bounced back like almost immediately. I got out of that drawdown and I wasn't trying to, but I think I got out of that drawdown in like less than 3 days. Maybe it's 4 days. So, but I don't remember having like multi-day, multi-week losing streaks anytime recently because I just kind of just take my foot off the gas and relax. And I'm like, I can't figure out this market right now. And I'm not desperate, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sitting here like, oh man, if I don't trade this week, I can't eat, you know? It's not how I'm looking at things. So, I don't remember. I'm trying to think. Something that would stick out. It's been a very long time. Been a very long time. Losing streaks do happen, 100%. And I had a lot of them. I've had a lot of them throughout my career, but I literally can't remember. It's been a very busy year, and I don't think I've had... In the Percy, I don't think I've had 2 losing days in a row. I'm almost positive about that. So, if you're in one right now, take a break. You'll be surprised at how good a break feels, because you'll come back with a refreshed mindset, and a lot of the things that you're probably doing now that are keeping you losing are kind of habits that you're not realizing until you take a step back. Is this the best you've ever traded on your personal? Maybe percentage gain. Maybe. I mean, dude, during COVID, trading options is just like you woke up to like free money every single day, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every single day. I mean, if you're doing the right thing. But like, dude, you could go to bed with a $20,000 position in options and you wake up and it's like 120,000. And it's like the market opens, it goes from 20,000 to 120,000. You're like, wow, this is great. And obviously you know that it's going to do that because you're looking at the price of the ticker. Options open at 9:30. Boop. Wow, I'm up, 600%. Sweet. All right, we are inside 5 minutes now. Inside 5 minutes. What are your thoughts on levels for London and Asia on your trading? It's helpful. I mean, you want to mark it out. Mark out everything. See how often those levels are respected. See if it works with your strategy. Geez, just turn the volume on. Do you usually watch without volume, SW? That's something? Just turn on captions or something? Sign language? ASL? Rich, what are your thoughts? Yeah, we answered that already. It's good to know. I'm probably better muted. There's no information that comes out of this mouth. Grab the 150K Tradeify growth. Use your code knocked out target in 1 day. Hope you're doing well. Nice. Sick, dude. Thanks for using the code. Always appreciate anybody who wants to support. Ethan. Funny. You got that radio voice, bro. I wouldn't hit the same on mute. SW's a different type of character, I guess. Probably better muted. All right. We are looking for these following numbers here. June PPI, month over month, we're expecting 0.2%. Year over year, we're expecting 2.5%. That's pretty much the only two data points I'm really going to be paying attention to. Obviously, there's X-Food and Energy. We're expecting it to tick higher. That's not good. The expectation's coming in higher. It'd be great if it came in lower or in line. The prior read was 0.1%. Also, we get the New York Fed Services business activity coming out. Consensus expectation is no estimate. So I think all of the analysts really care about the PPI more than anything. So this can move the market tremendously, slightly, or not at all. Anything's on the table for this. I'm not going to trade in the Percy. I don't believe that I could trade it in anything other than wealth charts. So that might be the one that I focus on. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, we'll probably trade this in wealth charts. Pretty sure funding ticks. I cannot trade until a minute after. I'm pretty sure. I know take profit pro accounts. I can't trade until a minute after, so I'm not going to touch those. Matt, you just opened your wealth charts. If you want to steal my layout, by the way, here's my layout. I'm going to drop this in all the chats right here. Apex, you can trade the news. So you just copy and paste that into an imported layout code in wealth charts if you want it. There you go. PPI days absolutely sucks. For some days, for some people out there, I'm sure it's a dream for them. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. $10 before and after. Is it really 10 minutes? Are you sure? I thought they changed that. Somebody help me on that. You could trade PPI on TPT? Really? I'm not gonna risk it. 30 seconds, everybody. Order books are pretty clear here. Order book is empty. Dude, scary. I would not want to have a live order in right now. I would not want to be in a position right now. Even if I was like in it, like 22,930, I wouldn't even want that because this thing can just go. Brrr. Big pump up here. 0.0%. That is a huge beat. Huge beat on PPI. Remember, the Fed's mandate wants to see costs coming down. That's why I was shocked to see the estimates where they were. But there you go. I don't know how to auto center the DOM on wealth charts. Just went crazy. Let's see what happens here. I have no positions on, obviously. Just watching. If you were long, you got really nice on that one. 60 points, 65 points to the top side there. Why is it going up? Okay, again, we talked about this at the top of the call. I guess people show up late, but I'll say it again. We're beholden to the Fed's ideologies right now, and the Fed's ideologies are that we want to see costs coming down. So when we have the initial print on PPI showing us that the expectation was 0.2%, it comes in 0.2 lower at flat 0.0%. That's a good thing. Prices are no longer increasing. It could just be an odd month, but if that remains to be the trend, we will see the Fed leaning more towards cutting rates, alongside if it's trending with all of the data pointing to inflation is slowing or coming down. Right? Everybody's like, oh, why do you trade pre-market? Why do you trade the news? Why would you? Well, because you get, this is the market we're in right now. We're trading the FOMC market. GoDirect says, well, that sucked for me. I set my lockout goal for 3K and it hit it, but it filled me at 1.5K and it still locked me out for the day. Yeah, that's the one thing that you're going to be risking on newsprints, because you have to understand, when you're trading this stuff in the real markets, I traded Netflix earnings in the real markets and I got filled both the top and bottom tick on the wrong side of it. I lost $108,000 in 20 seconds. When you're trading the real markets, there's liquidity that's provided and then snatched away. So you can have the print come out where you have the bid that's right here and maybe an offer right here. So if you do a market buy, you could get filled there. And the moment that you take that market buy, this bid goes away. And then you're like, oh, I'm like totally offsides. And then there's the next bid and they pull that. There's the next bid. Obviously, this isn't what happens. I'm trying to be dramatic. And if you want to get out of your position, you would have to hit the bid this far down and then completely get yourself destroyed. That can happen. So when you set a lockout target, it's probably just using market fills on the last print. So it could have printed like you're long here and it could have shown that the offer was up here and it looks like you're up $3,000, but in reality, the bid's here and you hit the bid and there you go. That's how it works. Ribs, how much difference can one expect sim trading versus live? If you've never traded live, it's completely different. However, I'm assuming that when you do start trading live, you're not going to be trading hundreds of lots. So you won't affect the movement of the market unless it's extremely low liquidity during Globex. Let's say it's printing one order every 5 or 10 seconds at that certain period that you're deciding to trade. Yeah, you'll see your orders hitting the tape, but you'll probably not influence the movement of the market quite so much. How did I learn all this? From trading for 11 years. And also trading size helps. Trading size helps because you can see a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily see. Or doing stupid things like what I did on the Netflix earnings. It was the worst earnings trade I ever took. Wasn't a hugely significant loss, but still a 6-figure loss. You'll feel that. You cannot use wealth charts with Ninja. No, wealth charts is its own execution platform. Beautiful level got me paid. Oh, hey, good for you. Nice. Very good. Good morning, Sarek. Your wallet still thinks inflation is out of control. Well, it might be a while until we see a rate cut, or it might be the very next meeting. Just never know until we have more consistently conclusive data. That's what we're kind of looking for. So not a great afterglow on this print, just kind of going sideways and very scant liquidity, to be honest with you. Nothing I'm liking right now. Made 9K on Netflix earnings 3 years ago with doing a straddle strategy where you buy out of the money calls and puts. Interesting. Very good. Yeah, there was a time when options dealers were sort of offsides and trying to figure themselves out during COVID. Bill Wong had a lot to do with it too, buying very far out of the money calls and creating these artificial gamma squeezes. COVID was a wild time. If you were a trader, you made a lot of money. I mean, for the most part, I saw people, there were people who got clapped during COVID, believe it or not. But if you just I mean, dude, there's a lot of opportunities during COVID. Could build up a healthy bankroll. Rips, would you size down when starting live to get a feel after trading sim for quite some time? Sure, but I mean, if you're trading sim and you have 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability, which is what I think that you should have in order to move to a live account and trade your own money, I mean, you should have a fairly comforting recognition of how to trade these markets. You should feel quite confident. Not so overconfident that you're going to start slanging size, but I mean, you're not going to get too beat up. If you have 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability trading props, you're not going to get beat up trading like up to a 5 contract position. You're going to settle in quite nicely, I'd say. 5 contracts are really not going to have any kind of effect of the market, but I mean, if you had some type of strategy that relied on abusing sim fills for some reason, I don't know, maybe you might have trouble, but can't imagine. I just think 9 to 12 months of being consistently profitable in a sim market, you'll do fine in the live markets. And probably if you're doing 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability in these props, they're probably going to be moving you into a live account where your orders will actually be hitting the market. And it's not significantly different if your strategy is a normal strategy. Like if you're trading like some type of like weird bond where the spreads are all cockamamie and weird, and you're abusing some exploit where it's like, oh, I can get a sim fill that does this, and if I did this in the real market, it would never work. Yeah, maybe in that edge case, but in reality, I don't think you'll see anything. July Pepper says, COVID was when I started trading and got booty blasted. What was it that, I'm actually curious, like what was it for you? Like, listen, I made my friend a ton of money, gave him some plays, and then after it all worked out for him, he decided to go rogue, and then he blew his account a lot of money in less than a week. I'm pretty sure maybe it was a week and a half. I felt like it was less than a week, but blew out all the money he made. And it was just like, what are you doing? There were, I guess, I don't know. Like if you were waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally you buy something overextended and then it has a huge pullback or something, you're buying options. Yeah, you're going to go to zero. I don't know. I just feel like there were so many opportunities in a given day. Like you always felt like if you were an active trader, you always felt at the end of the day that you underperformed in some way. Like you'd have big days, like on huge days. Obviously, you'd feel really good about it, but still, you're feeling like you underperformed. You know what I mean? Yeah, S&Ps are going for 6,300 here. Are live accounts on props the same as live accounts, or are they just B-books? No. And I mean, it depends. Like, look, I can't speak for all props, but all of the props that I talk about on my stream here, when you're moved into a live account, you're trading a real live account. Like when I was trading my live Top Sip account, that's a real live account. Your orders are actually hitting the CME, which is the markets that I trade, the NQES. Your orders are actually hitting that because you're going through a real, what is it, FCM? Futures cockamamie. I don't know. I can't think of the acronym, but yeah, there you go. Hey, Rips, just out of curiosity, can you explain that weird sim stream? No. If you're using prop firms to try to like exploit them and play like the game of props, I mean, I personally feel like you're just wasting your time. I know that there was a lot of folks that gained some Twitter popularity who purported themselves as being able to be good traders, I believe in like late 2023 and 2024, and it came to light, or maybe it didn't, but these people were basically just going long in one prop and short in another, and you know, kind of stupid. That's not a realistic trading strategy. Futures commission merchant, thank you. That's what an FCM is. Price action has been really lame this week. I mean, yesterday's open was nice. Gave great opportunities to the short side. Also, I mean, if you were trading this end of day price action, that seems like a beautiful short. I mean, this gives opportunities for sure. I hate when I see something like this on the 1 minute where it's super choppy on the way down. I like moves like this, and like this, right? I like these types of moves here. And then to the upside, I mean, that's not really that strong. The moves that I do not like are moves that are fighting, right? Like this, where you see channels. It's fighting Yes, it's going down, but every single perk up when you're short feels like you're at the dentist's office. So this is a nice move, but still not very crisp and clear in the afterglow, and that's why I'm kind of staying out of it. Want to wait to see liquidity coming. Right now, the magical green line is working, but yeah. Can give you a great trading strat. Consistently use. Stick with it, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're trying, again, if you think like you're like, oh man, I've been putting 3 years in this and I still suck. Remember who you're up against. Literal rocket scientists. You're up against the brightest minds in the world playing the highest stakes digital musical chairs in the world. That's who you're up against. Trading should never be easy. I get comments all the time like from people like on Instagram. I'll post like a short where I'm talking psychology and talking about like, hey, you know, trading's really difficult. You're up against very bright people. It's never going to be easy. And I'll get comments from people that are like, oh, dude, this guy's wrong. Trading is easy. You just have to simplify things. And I go and I look at their page and they're living in squalor. Everybody who says like trading is easy is completely full of it. If you think you can figure out trading in 90 days, you're full of it. Trading is going to take you a long time to master, but when you do master it, the rewards are bountiful, plentiful and bountiful. You make a lot of money if you ever get good at trading. Potentially, maybe, I don't know. That's been my experience. That's why I stuck with it. This is my 11th year now. I'm happy I stuck with it. There was a point in my first 3 or 4 years that I really thought I was never going to trade again. It's going to be hard. It's going to stay hard. If it was easy, I would have already made $1 million this morning. You think about that. It's my 11th year. I would have already made $1 million this morning in a couple trades if it was easy. Oh, you trade for 10 years? Oh, then it gets easier? Yeah. Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Oh, long 600 contracts from here. Close at the top. Pew, 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 pew. I'm done. You know, it doesn't work like that. Do you really up or master it? I don't know what up means, but you get more comfortable with your own confidence and you get better at controlling your risk management. And I think that's what it takes to be a successful trader, is controlling your own psychology, well, managing your emotions and managing your risk. If you can do those two things well, I think the market will endlessly supply you with opportunities that give you an edge to make money. How do you make $1 million in futures? Start with 3 million. Exactly. There you go. Started trading during COVID, was getting clapped before this year, finally starting to break even with some profitable months. See, there you go. That is when it starts to feel good. You're like, dang, this might actually be worth it. There is some truth to what he's saying. That's crazy. I'll never shy away from like the truth of trading because I can't stand that there's people out there that are just, you just draw this little box on your screen, you use this indicator, and it's easy. You're always gonna make money. Like, dude, give me a break. It's ridiculous. No, you're not. At the end of the day, any trading strategy will essentially work, but it's all about what's up here and in your corazón. It's all about, you know, how can you manage yourself? How can you pick your, like, for instance, I was doing very, very well the day that I had that Netflix loss. I think it was up like 17 grand on the day. I had that Netflix loss and I'm down like 90 or 80 something $1,000 on the day. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, you're deflated. It sucks. You're like, and then of course, if you've ever had a really bad trade, at least for me, the first thought that I always think of is like, dang, why did I even do that? Like, I didn't even need to trade, dude. Like, why did I even take that trade? Like, if you've ever been like up on the day, let's just use whole numbers. You're up $1,000 on the day and you're like, I'm pretty good. I'm going to lock it up. And then you see like one little thing out of the corner of your eye and you're like, oh, dang, I could have made money on that. Hold on, let me see here. And then you trade it and then your 1,000 goes to $400 up on the day. And you're like, oh, dang. Well, whatever. I'll keep trading. I'm fine. I'm doing well today. Let me get back up to 1,000. You trade and you're like down 200 on the day now. And you're like, okay, this is stupid. Like, what? Come on, I can do this. And then you keep going and going and going. Before you know it, you're liquidated. And you're like, oh man, I could have ended my day up 1,000. What was I doing? You know, do that all the time. Newer traders do that all the time. And then you're like, well, how am I supposed to know when to stop? Well, that comes to manage your own psychology, managing your own emotions, managing your own risk, and being okay with being a loser. I know it seems like I win all the time, but I lose all the time. I just don't like make it a big deal. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'll have a trade where I'll make money. I'll have a trade where I lose money. And then I don't let the losing affect me so much where I'm like, I got to do something about this. I got to go back in there and swing even harder. I try to be touch and go with my strategy. If I make money on the day and my mental capital is spent, I'm probably locking it up for the day. Yesterday was a prime example of that. Made money, locked it up, went and played slots. It's fun. Had a good time. The stream yesterday was freaking awesome. Had a great time doing it. That was fun for me. Great time yesterday. I'm looking forward to it today. But I think a lot of it too is like there's a balancing act between our own egos and our level of confidence. You want to have confidence in yourself as a trader so that you are able to let your winning trades run. Which again, it's a difficult thing to do, but it's going back to back testing your own strategy, seeing what works, seeing what the possible points that you can make on a trade are. So if you could do that, you'll probably find confidence over time. But then confidence and ego become this balancing act where if you are doing well and then finally you just lose a trade on the day, being able to drop that level of ego that builds your confidence and say, it's okay. I was up 7,000 on the day and now I'm only up $4,300 on the day. I'm going to stop. And being able to walk away and feeling nothing. That's like prime emotional management as a trader. How much are we up on slots? Do I want to look yet? I think we have 7,000 in our balance. We started with 3,500, so you know. Do you literally lock it up as in lock yourself out of your account? No, not anymore, but there was a time where I used to have to I had a live chat with a couple of my brokers and I would say, hey man, you got to get me out of this. And then there would be days where I'd be like, hey, get me out of this, lock me out no matter what. And they'd lock my account. And then I see an opportunity later in the afternoon and I press, because I use Stream Deck to trade, press the button and it says order rejected. And you're like, nah! And you're like, dang it, why did I lock up? Now I don't do it. I don't have any issues. I don't trading is great. It makes me tons of money, but I don't sit here desperately. Right now, I'm not sitting here and I can see the stark difference between who I was as the early trader and who I am now as a more veteran trader. 11 years in, I still am hesitant to call myself a veteran trader. I'm 11 years in. There's people who've been doing this for 30 plus years successfully. 40 years, whatever. But there's a stark difference between who I used to be and who I am now. Who I used to be is somebody who looks at this move that went up and said, well, why did I just go long, dude? Oh, God, I could have made 60 points if I just went long here. I don't care. I could not care less. Look, 0 trades, dude. 0. Nothing. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, no, I missed a trade. What do I do? Who cares? I just go on. Maybe there's going to be a trade off the open. Maybe there's not. I have so much confidence in my own ability as a trader that if I really, really, really need to lock in one day, I'm sure I could squeeze $1,000 out of the market. I'm sure I can. That's how confident I am in my own trading ability. But that's confidence that I earned over time of proving it to myself and getting in a relationship with myself as a trader that I can trust myself. Make sense? Yes, kind of. If you're very desperate, if you're extremely desperate as a trader, you're going to do the worst things ever. I was very desperate, not because I needed the money when I first started trading, but because I wanted it to work so bad. So there was desperation that crept into everything that I was doing in some form. There's forms of desperation. Oh boy, I need this to work and I'm not doing well enough. I need to push even harder. I haven't picked up my losses from last week. I'm only up this amount in the day. You'll learn over time. I wish I could just go and just give it to you, but you're going to learn over time and you're going to have to go through your own really bad days, because I think that that's what induces the most amount of change in us as a trader, is that you have some kind of day where it literally breaks your spirit so bad it feels like the worst breakup you've ever had in your life. You remember that very first breakup that you had that was devastating for you, whether you broke up with the person or they broke up with you? That very first one that just hurt so bad. The one that just, God, that hurt. You need to go through that with trading, because without that, you're really not going to have enough of that change in your brain chemistry where you're sitting there and you're like, I need to stop doing X, Y, and Z because I don't want to feel like this ever again. He said it before, but I hear it so often. Don't rely on trading as your only source of income. Make it secondary mentally and monetarily, and you can grow so much better that way. True. When I first started trading, I had tons of disposable income that I could put into trading, and I lost a lot of that disposable income. I wish that I didn't lose so much of that disposable income, but also I feel like it was kind of par for the course. But I can think back to the first few months of trading. I just kept reloading my accounts. I was trading on Thinkorswim. I just kept reloading my accounts, and I was like, it's eventually going to work, because I went back to the initial week that I had trading, and I think I made $60,000 in that very first week I was trading. And I was like, I can't believe people go to jobs and work. This is stupid. All I have to do is pick the right side. It's like if you ever have never played like craps before, and you go and you play craps, and then somebody rolls for an hour straight. You're like, why would anybody have a traditional job? Just roll dice for a life. Some people go into trading and they get clapped like their first month or so, and like that's probably better. But if you go into trading, you get lucky your first week or month or whatever the case, you get very lucky in your trades. You're kind of, I think that kind of pushes you back in your starting. It pushes you back further in your starting gates, I think. No, you're arguing about something else. What is sad is when you meet people who start and tell them what not to do, but I guess most of us have to feel the pain to get it right. It's true, though. I mean, I can sit here and tell you the same generalistic stuff over and over and over until you experience it yourself. You're not going to make those changes. And also, there's also the people that have that overconfidence where they're like listening to me speaking right now, and they're like, nah, that's not me. He's talking about other people. When I first started trading, I had that air about me, especially after the first week, where I'm like, people say trading's hard. Like, this is like, I made 60 grand, bro. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, it's so easy, literally. And you're like, oh yeah, like trading is hard for other people, but not for me, dude. Not for me. Dude, trading is still very challenging every single day that I trade. Every single day. I'm never sitting there and like, oh, whew, what a breeze. There's opportunities that come across you. Like, if you're trading, you're going to get blessed with certain opportunities throughout the year where you take a trade and it's just man, what a sick trade, right? I had some of those trades in the Percy in the first, it was like month 2 or month 3. We had some banger days. Like, there was a day where it's just like, I could not have a losing trade, and I was just taking scalps all day, and I think I made $50, $60, $70,000 in a day or whatever it was. It's on my Twitter somewhere. And those are like, I had back-to-back days. There's one month where I did like over almost close to $400,000 in the account. I don't think I had a single losing day in that month. And it was just like opportunity after opportunity. It's like, those feel great, and you feel blessed because of that. But the thing is like getting to yourself, making sure that you're in the right mindset to be accepting of those opportunities when they come. Because I can think back to when I first started, when the market was giving me opportunities, I didn't even know it. And I'd put on a trade and take it off almost immediately, and then the market would continue going. And it's like, dang, I was so, I'd touched the stove so many times, get burned so many times. And then you're like, oh, well, this time I don't want to get burned. I see some green, I'm going to take it off right away. And you didn't realize at the time, like, market was giving us great opportunities. You don't take it. And then when the market's not giving us great opportunities, that's when you're pushing the gas. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to hold out. And it keeps going red, red, red. Oh, I'm going to hold out, You got all the patience and confidence in the world when you're red, right? Can you make money being a tick scalper? I mean, I've never done it myself. I'm just a scalper. I don't scalp for singular ticks. I wouldn't know. I would assume that you're probably going to grind yourself down with commissions. You're asking the wrong person. That's not me. Got to get out of here. 900 watching. This man is giving you all gold. Hit the likes is the least y'all can do. Thanks, G, man. Take care, buddy. Top of the hour coming in 5 minutes. We should see some more liquidity entering the market. I still haven't taken a single trade. I know that annoys a lot of you out there that are watching, but man, I'm just waiting. Nothing I'm seeing as an opportunity right now. We have a triple top. That doesn't mean we can't find buyers at 60 again, so I'm just going to leave it. Time frame, do I execute trades on 5 or 15? Sometimes on the 1, but 5 or 15 is usually what I'm using. I have a lot of screens. In fact, I'll post that on my Instagram right now. If you're not already following me on Instagram, I really do appreciate it if you would. We're trying to get to 20,000 followers on Instagram. We're getting close. Very, very close. But I'm going to post a picture of my setup on my Instagram story. Gives me an excuse to do that. And you can see how many screens that I have. I have a lot of real estate, so I can execute on any number of... There we go. It's on my Instagram story now. Wait for it. Wait for it. And bing. There you go. What was that crazy move up? PPI. PPI, bottom of the hour. 8:30. PPI came in lower than expected. The expectation was 0.2%. Came in at spot zero. Meaning 0.2 lower than the expectations. Meaning producer's price index is coming down. Potentially. Or staying stagnant, which is what the Fed wants. How can I find you? It's going to pop up right here. Ready? Twitter and Instagram. Selling rips. Selling rips. Selling rips. Do appreciate the follow there. Also, if you just go on Instagram and type in the word rips, I'm usually the first account that pops up there too. Can you post the way you set up your order book? What do you mean? Set up my order book. Not really sure what you mean. Wait, I think you were the person, didn't you say like, hey, I think you messaged on Twitter, you're like, I have no idea how to use Bookmap. Buddy, I recorded my Bookmap screen via the Bookmap recording feature that's built in, and I watched Bookmap for 8 to 14 hours a day for an entire year straight before it even started to get those clicking moments. So buckle in. Hey man, I just got Bookmap. It's the first time ever I've never used it before. Just give me a quick rundown on what do I do to just like start getting winning trades from that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What is your first name, Rips? My first name is Jamarcus. My last name is McLesterson. Is my legal given name. Any other questions? You want my social security number too? Buy low, sell high. Also sell high, buy low. CVV. Right now, my CVV is on my Amex. I believe it's 6969. Underwear size XL. Thoughts on when the summer drought ends? I had a great first 4 to 5 months, but June and July have been tough. Slow down. Slow down when the drought is there. Slow down. Don't give back those good 4 to 5 months. There's no need. Think about it this way. You don't want to dig a hole that you have to fill up later with good trades that are going to be coming. Right? Like, look at my Percy, dude. I'm going so slow right now, and I'm literally nipping at that stupid, freaking dumb, don't even want to talk about it, this stupid $1 million goal. I really don't even want to think about that. I'm nipping at it right now. I could just throw on huge size and across the line. There's a part of me that wants to do that. I don't really care though. But I'm not performing P&L wise how I was when the market was hotter for my style of trading. So I'm not like forcing any trades. I'm just chilling. I'm waiting. If the market gives me good opportunities, great. If it doesn't, I'm gonna pull some slots. You have any videos or posts on your TradingView chart setup? What would you like to see? We're here now. Nani? What would you like to see? We got Spaceman BTC, we got Magical Green Lines, we got VRVP. It's pretty basic. I don't have a lot of stuff on my chart. I don't even want to talk about when I hit it is the thing. I really don't. I don't want to make fanfare around that because then I'm going to be all clenched up when I'm taking follow-up trades because then I don't want to fall below 1 million. Do you see what I'm saying? How do you set up your high, low, mid? Well, actually, you know what's crazy? The first person who's ever asked this, most people who have watched this stream for years, they think that I actually draw these by hand. You're the first person. Thank you so much. Here, claps for Nani. First person ever asked this. This is a level indicator called Spaceman BTC Key Level. Very first time anybody's ever asked this. We've all assumed that I've drawn these levels by hand. So it's an indicator called Spaceman BTC Key Level. Appreciate it. I've been waiting for years for somebody to ask me what that indicator is. Yeah, it's actually an indicator. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. I get how the goal can mess you up. I was one day away from my 30th winning day and Top Step proceeded to trade like a jackass the next 3 days. Yeah, man, it's real. 11 years in, it's still real. I don't like, even me talking about it starts to get my heart going. I'm not even kidding. Like, it's not a joke. I don't want to think about it. That's why I withdrew money. If I didn't have an issue with this mentally, it's also like performing in front of people. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if I'm just in my own office and just trading and I'm doing my own thing, and I probably would have passed $1 million by now. Seriously. Especially if I was only focused on trading. I wasn't focused on poker or building my brands or launching this new product that's coming out. I would be doing that. I'd probably be locked in. And I probably would, dude, I could probably think, like, if I was crazy locked in and like actually at my terminal at all times, like, bro, that huge drop that we had on, I think what did we have? The Canadian tariff stuff. Like, dude, if I was at my terminal for that, I could throw on 100. I would have made 200 grand on that. Like, dude, there's so many opportunities that I miss because I'm not like specifically locked in. Like, I gotta trade. But I'm also blessed that I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? So I'm not upset about it, but I'm just saying. April 8th. What happened on April 8th? The thought of it can continue. It absolutely can, man. It's not fun. It's also like, dude, there's a lot of pressure to be streaming every single day and having certain expectations. You know? I remember when I used to watch certain traders, and I would be shocked to see them have a losing day because I was just like, oh man, this guy just crushes it and wins. Like actual transparent traders, I'd be like, wait, what? They lost today? That's weird. Rips' setup seems similar to the NFP 1 to 2 weeks ago. Higher lows on the NQ with shorters. If we burst through, can we short squeeze, right? Yeah, sure, of course. I'm not seeing any tremendously heavy volume on either side right now. That's why I'm not taking a trade. It's just kind of drifting around here. The bottom of the hour, the top of the hour came, 9 a.m. came and went. It is what it is, you know? Really appreciate your wisdom, Rips, especially as it's for free and the best advice out. Thanks, man. I don't know if it's the best advice. It's my experience, and I share my experience very candidly with everybody, and that's it. I'm proud of my trading journey. I don't think there is a lot of realistic. There's a lot of people who want to do streaming before trading. Like, if you're a streamer and you can't trade yet, I don't really understand the purpose of that. Like, I'm not going to go to a golf course and start swinging a club around and be like, who wants to learn? Oh man, who wants to learn from me? Just got here. I'm terrible at this. Who wants to learn? Come on down. I'm recording it too. Look, you're live. Say hi. I don't understand that. If you preface it with like, hey, I'm not a profitable trader by any stretch of the imagination. Like that's fair. If you make that disclaimer, do you know what I mean? Like have that disclaimer somewhere. Rebs, honestly, and I mean it, you're the most transparent, honest trader who stream well and discuss the reality trader. This is why you get respected. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I truly, at the bottom of my heart, I really just do want to help people. And I know that people are like, oh, don't believe me when he said they want to help people. I don't need to do this. I really don't. I want to see people winning, and I like to see people winning. Like one of the coolest things was when I met that dude on the bike, and then like they joined Clubhouse and they were making money, and then he's like, dude, I got a 6K payout. Never traded on props before. I was like, that's cool. I don't know. That kind of stuff turns me on. It's something to do, you know? What else am I going to do on my mornings? Trade alone? That's boring. I'd rather trade with a group, and I'd rather crush it together. It'd be fun, you know? Love to see Rips get his purse in a mill. We're close, whatever. When we get there, man. I don't want to think about it. I'm not trying to, like, I really don't want to even trade it today, but I'm probably going to end up trading it. I kind of don't even want to because I'm so freaking close, and it's kind of annoying. I remember when I was really close to 500K, I like didn't share anything. I was like very hesitant to share anything. And then once we crossed 500K, I kind of like forgot about it. You know what I mean? Any giveaways today? Yeah, I'm going to give away 2 25 euro gift cards for Thunderpick. That's later though. But I don't have any giveaways for the prop stuff. I know I say I won't trade it every morning because I like to go into it with that mindset. Like, you don't need to trade it if you don't want to. I really, 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 really do not want to though today. I have so many funded accounts I could trade. You know, why don't I just focus on that? I seriously do not want to trade it today. When I don't want to trade it, I shouldn't trade it, you know? Problem is that the market keeps giving me these beautiful opens that I can just get in there. What does Zeus wear under his clothes? Thunderwear. That's hilarious. That's good stuff. Thunderpick not available in the UK. You can use a VPN. Use a VPN. Proton VPN. I don't have a... There's... drop a link, Ripsmod, in Kick for Claw. It works with a VPN. Totally. Thunderpick is a casino. Or it's actually both. You can bet on esports, regular sports, and the casino games. We're running hot in the casino. I have had some crazy good luck lately, and I'm excited to play. I have fun. It's nice and relaxing, dude. It's just nice and relaxing and fun. How does Zeus pick his mouth with a thunder? Yeah, it works fine. There you go. Proton Rips. There you go. I think your first month with Proton VPN is completely free. So what do you have to lose? Try it for free and see if it works. If it doesn't, then ask for a refund of free. Am I going to butter up the dealer? Dude, I love doing it. It's so much fun. The live dealer stuff is so much fun. I enjoy it. We've been killing it, bro. By the way, like, we're up so much playing blackjack in that game. We've crushed it in Baccarat. I do enjoy the slots too, because I swear they are better slots than what is offered here in Vegas. I feel like I've played almost every single variation of slots out here in Vegas on the IRL streams. See how excited I am even to talk about it? Winning in Cassion is negative investment. Yeah, I agree. I don't really do Cassion that much. I used to do a lot of Cassion, but I stopped doing Cassion because it was a negative investment. Yeah. I got Cassion out of my portfolio a long time ago. Cassion. Yeah, Cassion. What indicators big green line? I just drew that. It's not BFG. It's the magical green line. We drew that because we had a huge topping resistance. Right there. Right there. Kiss at the topping resistance there. And it was well respected for a while. So I'm going to take it. Look at respected. Kind of maybe respected, but we'll see. That's why I kept it there. Go back to the one. Have I ever met Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. You have a strat for Baccarat? I like to go on the runs, meaning that like if the deck is starting to lean one side or the other, I like to follow those runs. Probably zero strategy around that, but you follow your feels. I blow up 9 of 50K accounts on TPT in less than a month. Am I normal? Because I'm thinking of quitting. Why are you buying so many accounts? Why would you do that? Buy one account, trade micros, and chill. Stop trying to pass accounts. Trade one account, trade micros only, and just try to learn how to be a better trader and control your own emotions. Stop trying to push. Like, the more you force in trading, the more you push, the harder trading is going to push back at you. Just trust me when I say this, because like I went through the same thing you're talking about right now, but I did it with real money and it hurt a lot more. Challenges, thank goodness they're not expensive. You can probably buy expensive ones, but just relax, chill out, get one account, trade only one account, and if you start going off the rails, go into the practice account. I know not 9 at once, but just like that's way too many, man. Like I would have stopped at 3 and been like, all right, we got to reassess what we're doing here. What's up, Kurt? How crazy is the run by Grind? Dude, Grinder's dope. I don't care what anybody says about him negatively. I think he's a great dude. I think he's awesome. He's been a poker player for a very long time. I'm trying to think of, like, I remember when way back, way back, there's a few poker players that I met online. We all rented a house in Vegas before Airbnb was a thing. That's how far back it was. And I feel like he came over to the house because he was friends with one of the people that was there. Pretty sure. I don't think I've ever played against him, but By the way, speaking of poker, we finally have an airing date. How many poker players or poker fans here in chat? Drop a W if you're one of them. How many fans of poker do we have? Nice. Check this out. Right here. This episode is finally going to air. Episode 1, baby. We made the leader card for the very first season after the World Series of Poker on episode 1, the season premiere of season 7 of No Gamble, No Future. You folks recognize this gentleman over here? Anybody recognize that wonderful gentleman? That's Garrett Adelstein. I wonder if we have an interesting hand against Garrett. I guess we'll have to find out. So I hope you'll tune into that. That's going to be airing July 22nd, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I think we're going to have a watch party in here for that, but that is a fun game. We're playing 200-400 cash game. 200-400. I think it was a very entertaining game. A lot of fun. So hopefully we can all watch that together. Maybe we can do a watch party on Kick or something. Do I think Robbie cheated him? I think that hand is very strange. I think that I want to give the benefit of the doubt because I like to. I like to think that humans aren't evil people for the most part. There's evil out there, but I think the majority of humans are good people. Majority. There's obviously a minority that is terrible, awful, evil. I want to give the benefit of the doubt that she misread her hand completely and she had egg on her face, and you've been there before. Like, you're kind of embarrassed about something, so you're just like, oh yeah, no, I totally knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? No. Like, oh, I meant to do that. I think that's what it was. She completely, entirely misread her hand, or she cheated. I don't think there's any in between. Either she misread her hand or she cheated. It's one or the other. Used to watch Phil and Ivy? Phil Hellmuth and Ivy? Both Phils? If I get a Rips tattoo, can I get a lifetime in the Clubhouse? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. Please don't ever get a Rips tattoo. That's absurd. For the newbies, Garrett Adelstein is arguably the best cash player in the world. Yes. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I say it's A or B. A, she entirely misread her hand and she had egg on her face and she's like, oh yeah, I meant to do that, trying to save face, like trying to hang with the boys or whatever. Or B, she absolutely positively cheated. I don't think there's any in between. It's one of those two things. I've gone back and forth. I can't decide which one. I lean 50-50. It's 50-50 for me. Do you cheat in poker games like that? I mean, if you cheat in poker, you should be banned from ever playing poker again. Look, when somebody's next to me and they're peeling cards up, I feel it's my obligation to tell them immediately. There are some players out there who will be like, that's an edge I can exploit. I'm not one of those players. If somebody's next to me and they're peeling their cards up super high, I will tell them the moment that I see that. And that is still something that happens in high limit cash games, especially with the older folks. Yeah, Robles in the game. It's myself, Garrett, Roble, Kirk? Is it Kirk? Here, I'll tell you. Let me go to their website. It's going to be a great episode. I hope you tune in for it. So it is going to be Andrew Roble, who is one of the greatest cash game players as well. Garrett Adelstein, who's arguably the #1 cash player of all time. Myself, Darren Feinstein, which, by the way, is the person who started Molly's Game, the original guy that used to run the games at the Viper Room with Topher Grace and not Andrew Garfield, but the other Spider-Man, and Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and the Spider-Man guy, not Andrew Garfield. Tobey Maguire, thank you. Justin Gavery, Sean Madden, who I've played with on Poker Go before. You see that hand I had against with him was like $100 and something thousand hand. And Kirk Brown, who is a character. He's a character. We kind of get into it a little bit, just, you know, for entertainment for the cameras. But there's industrial production. Nobody cares. that was always going to come out at 9:15. We're going to be watching now for Fed speakers. We have Beth Hammock, who's speaking right now. And as I say that, she says, I'm not going to comment on monetary policy. So moving on. Do you see what we avoided, though, by the way, by just reading the order flow? We avoided this. I said, I don't want to trade that, but it's no surprise to me that we're bouncing the magical line. So maybe some of you use the magical line. Maybe. Have I ever played with Dur? It's my best friend's out here, his ex-roommate. Also, one of my very good girlfriends, not a girl that I like, a girl that is my friend, not a girlfriend, but one of my very good girlfriends used to date Tom Dwan as well. I've never played with him, but I'm close to that circle of people. Good to see you on Wealth Summit yesterday using the levels on wealth charts. Nice, Aaron. There you go. Is there a fee for broadcasting on Kick? I don't think so. Hey, Rivs, where do you start from placing your VRP from? No, this it's visible range, right? Visible range volume profile means that I can do any visible range that I want. Look, it's going to show you for this entire visible range. You see how it adjusts? You can also do session volume profile, which looks like this. Here's your session volume profile. Session volume profile. Go to the 5 minute. Look at this. This is all the stuff there. All right, session volume profile, visible range volume profile. Two entirely different things. Are there any video tutorials you could direct me to learn to read the DOM? It moves so fast. Recording your screen is probably the best thing you can do, or just watching some basic tutorials, I guess. I don't know. I really think that there's nothing that's going to fast track it. You just have to put in the time. It's like, is there anything that can make my golf swing better? I see these guys on TV driving the ball 300 plus yards. How do I do that? Like, just tell me what I do with my hands and make me do that. You got to give it time. It's practice, repetition, getting those pattern recognition things firing in your brain. It's really what it is. Tough lineup. Let's see how I do in episode 1 of season 7. No gamble, no future. Let's see. Exposure and pattern recognition. Patterns can mean multiple things given context. Agree. Yeah. It just takes time. I wish there was one simple way I could just bing, bong, bing. It's all good. Thanks for pointing out Spaceman BTC on Monday. It's great. Yeah, no, today's the first time we talked about it. We had somebody calling out for the first time ever. July 22nd. So Tuesday, a week from yesterday. Week from yesterday, Spastric. Trading Ted Danson. Do I look like Ted Danson? Ted Danson, cheers. I mean, I don't know about that. He's old now, but really? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. What's funny about that is you just had an ad roll about Gemini AI helping someone with a golf swing. Dude, that's wild. That's crazy. By the way, if you don't want ad rolls, very easy. Just jump on over to Kick. Ripsmod has the link for everybody. Rips, tomorrow I plan on being the first person to ask you about Spaceman and just dying. I'll let you know tomorrow. Use statistics and standard deviation for trading. You can. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. You can also use standard deviations on VWAP. You can use it on EMAs. You can use it on revisited levels. There's a lot of different ways that you can make that work. At the end of the day, find a trading strategy that you're confident in, that you can control risk around and manage risk around, and run it up. That's it. Run it up. Here's the information on that episode, by the way, Spastric. There you go. I'm excited. It's going to be the first time I've ever seen it. I'm super excited about it. Hey, Rips, trading from Texas today. Love the opportunity to make money on the road. One of the many beauties of trading. I've made money all over the world, planes, cruise ships, etc. That is a beautiful thing about trading, is that you don't need a specific office. Ripsmod sold me Coke. Isn't that one of those things that Then they used to, who was it? The gym guy who owns like, yeah, drawing a blank. He's an influencer in LA. Didn't they? Bradley Martin used to sell me drugs or something. That was a meme. Rips, for that indicator, can you say the name of it again? And where do you find it? TradingView or on Wealth Charts? Spaceman DC. Put that in. And then Wealth Charts is Wealth Charts levels. It's there. Where's my thing? There it is. You go to right click, add indicators, Premiere, down at the bottom here, Wealth Charts levels. You put that on. Looks like this. There you go. Hey Rips, can you share your bookmap heat map settings? I'm trying to get my heat map to look like yours. Can't figure it out. Turn off vertical smoothing. Easy answer. Turn off vertical smoothing. Bingo, bango. I do like Wealth Charts, yes. I think it's lovely. All right, everybody. We are 8 minutes here from the open. Morning's been great. $0, $0, $0, $0, $0, $0, $0. I haven't taken any trades. It's been great. It's been fabulous. You think a new Fed chair decision will rock markets? It depends on who they pick. Depends on what they have to say about it too. They could pick somebody who's like, oh, they're going to change everything. Market moves wildly, and then they come on. They're like, hey, listen, I reviewed the numbers. We got to keep rates where they are for a while. Market will move wildly, you know? Ding, ding. Thank you, Nolerman, for the resub there. 2 months. You'll love to see it. I am liking Wealth Charts, though. $0 my bank. Stop. Don't be trading if you got $0 in the bank. Don't do that. Also, yes, 0 losses. There's the silver lining right there. 0 FOMO, 0 trades, 0 profit, 0 losses. Drinking a delicious Coke Zero this morning. I've never used Tick Strike, and I never will use Tick Strike. But it might work for you. It might be one of those things that's fabulous for you. Zero FOMO, and I'm being serious. Literally 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board. Couldn't care less. Oh, you missed a trade. No, I didn't. You find me putting on a trade before that move happens. I don't think you're watching Ripsy Huss. So no on the Rips Poker Tourney? Come on, brother. What's the Rips Poker Tourney? Poker tournament? We're gonna have a meetup, and we're gonna do a poker tournament and live stream and all that. But there's a lot of moving pieces in the world of Rips right now. There's a lot of, the Rips brand is doing a lot of things right now. So until those things settle down, I can't do the meetup that we planned on doing around this time of the year. So we're gonna have it. It's just gonna take a minute, you know? Would you recommend risking 1K if my balance is 5K and reward is 5K if my win rate is 40%? I would be reeling it way back in. I'd be shooting for 10% of that. Let's say risking 100 and then your reward is 500. Ripsmod, if you would please drop the link to Kick and we can all boogie on over to Kick right now. Why do I have a loading circle? Okay, it's gone now. Let's get on over to Kick, folks. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. I'll be back on YouTube tomorrow for our Thursday. We have jobless claims tomorrow, and we have Michigan sentiment on Friday. Join me on YouTube tomorrow, but if you want to keep the stream going, you want extended hours, you want to see us trade the open, jump on over to Kick. It's free. I'll see you folks over there. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a like on your way out if you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you folks on YouTube tomorrow. Kicksters. I'll see you in a second.